I told you, I will find a spot where my filming crew gonna be staying on the sun and I'm gonna be in the shade. Haha, I told you I will find one of those. Okay, I have to stop laughing and we shall get back to this bike. Some people won't take no for an answer, some bikes neither. Yeah! That's what you will see first if the 2019 Honda Africa Twin caught your attention. Well, it's not just unique, not just good looking one. Yeah, way better than 1989 CRF1000L. And most importantly, something that's got no limits. Let's talk about styling and design. I do like the red one that you can find on Honda's website, but this one, blue, red, white, is an absolute classic. Looks flashy and screams adventure. Gold rims like in the original XRV650, those giant forks, and overall impression, apocalypse is ready. After spending a month with this bike and riding for more than 900 miles, you'll probably ask, do I feel more adventure or sport here? Well, that's exactly what you're about to find out. My name is Dennis, this is for Live Test Drive. Shall we? Nope, we're not gonna go anywhere until you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to watch the newest and coolest bikes and cars every single week as soon as they come out. Hit the button. I'll grab the key and we can go.
Whoa! It's just 100 degrees outside, man! Nothing too special, I'm baking in this leather. Can we just go faster and maybe it's gonna be 98? Please, 98, please. Let's talk about comfort. First of all, it's built around comfort. I mean, you're literally sitting like in a chair. Straight upright body position, very relaxed, very soft seat. You have a lot of space to move around, and combine this with very soft adjustable seat, you can really take this bike for a longer trip and enjoy it. Let's go back for a second and I'll show you how you can adjust the seat, because those tiny minor little details, they do create a crucial part, which is called comfort. And comfort, something that's really important for this bike.
Here's something simple and creative at the same time. Here's the seat, here's the rear lock, here's the front. But if you look closer, you will see two locks. This is something simple but very practical. You just put it back, you pick the height. You can put it lower or higher. Click, that's it. You can adjust your seat without going for any aftermarket parts.
So as you can see, you can dial the suspension, you can adjust the rear shock, you can adjust the rear preload right there. You don't need any tools, you just twist the knob and you get preload set up. And when you get to the roads like this, where you have a lot of corners, you will realize, man, it can go fast through the corners. You'd be surprised to learn how far you can lean and how fast this bike can go through the corners. Then you start thinking, okay, relaxed body position. I can go anywhere, I don't need my car. And you are combining this fun, riding a motorcycle without sacrificing anything. You can put your cargo on the back rack, tie it down, and you're good to go. So besides comfort, you have things like everyday use. And when you're thinking about riding Africa Twin as your daily, you would probably have a few things in mind. How would I lane split? Is it feels too big? First of all, you sit upright. You can see far ahead, and at the same time other drivers allow you to lane split just simply because your headlight sits a little bit higher than most of the sports bikes or hyper naked motorcycles, and that's exactly the sweet spot where your headlight aligns with their mirror. So it's very easy to lane split, drivers can see you, they also can hear you. Surprisingly, Honda designed the exhaust the way that it sounds. It would definitely feel too big for a shorter person. In my frame 6'2", I would suggest to get a taller windscreen, because you get a lot of wind right up here, and that's where my helmet is. But the rest, besides probably picking up the rear back, I wouldn't touch anything. You can clearly see what's going on the dash. It's very easy to read and understand. You have this big speedo, you can see your gear position, you can see your riding mode. It's got so much information if you dive in, and it's very easy to adjust and set up. One thing about the controls that I don't like, and I don't get it, why they put this traction control knob right there where you mostly see your pass light, and they put the pass light here. So for example, normally you would hold your grip on the left side and use the pass light to flash your headlight, but here you have to take your hand out in order to use this pass light. It's very relaxed when it comes to your foot, your knees, your wrists. You can enjoy it all day long. And even though it runs on Bridgestone Battleaxe tires, you still can take some corners hard. It's very predictable when it comes to steering, and you can dial in this suspension the way you need it. The front suspension screams, come on, fight me some bumps, I really wanna hit them. So it goes, it steers, and it's really ready to take corners hard, even though it's not a main purpose. It's just the quality of Honda motorcycle, where you see a lot of minor, tiny details that do create a bigger picture that I do enjoy. So besides those beautiful golden wheels, besides those beautiful paint, it's got a lot of characters in one frame. Yes, it is nimble and it's got power through the entire RPM band. You don't feel any real vibrations when you go on like 40-50 miles an hour and you spin in the engine right around 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs. You do get quite a lot of vibrations after you pass in like 8,000 RPMs, and that's mostly feels through your foot pegs. Honda did utilize multiple counterbalancing elements to provide your motorcycle with less vibration and more comfortable feel. And I would say cruising on freeway right around 55-60 miles an hour, and it feels as comfortable as Honda Goldwing or any more luxurious and more expensive cruiser bikes. It runs on Honda's parallel twin engine. It's very smooth, it's very rich on power delivery, somewhere around 6,000-7,000 RPMs. And take a look at the dash. I'm running 4,000 RPMs, I'm twisting the throttle to the metal, and that's where the power. The power delivery is very smooth, and you can play with riding modes to adjust how much power you need, how much traction control you want, how much engine braking you'd like to have. For that purpose, you have this selector that allows you to go through the menu and switch different riding modes, change information on the dash. And here you have it: gravel, urban, tour, user, which is completely custom mode that allows you to change every single setting the way you want it. I have to say the dash reminds me some sort of a cell phone, and this vertical layout looks absolutely unique. I would want to really understand why we don't have 12-volt plug right there, even though we got the spot. I'm positive this is optional equipment like taller windscreen, but I think when you're talking about 1000cc Africa Twin, this outlet is supposed to be standard, at least in my mind. One thing I really do like, the way that this motorcycle stops. Honda got one of the best in business brakes and ABS system. Ready? Slam. So it's not only about good engine, perfect power delivery, it's also got really good brakes and ABS system. And I think I've got one really good road to show you this motorcycle is good, not only for a perfect road like this. It's also good if you want to make a sudden turn. I should also say you can get this motorcycle with DCT, so you wouldn't need to shift the gears, and this is gonna be absolutely perfect if you are planning to use it mostly on freeways. If you'd like to learn more about DCT transmission, we did Honda Goldwyn review with DCT, and I'll put the link in the description. So parallel twin, shorter wheelbase, very nimble feel out of this motorcycle. Something really cool I want to show you, 43-degree steering. So literally you can go through a tight spot or park this motorcycle with ease. So really good visibility when it comes to those mirrors, very comfortable seating position. You don't get much hot air out of the radiators because they twisted on the side and the radiators seat like that. So the air from the front intake goes throughout and it does not extract towards your knees. So yeah, when it's like 80-90 degree, you can feel some hot air coming down below, but you don't really get much like in most of the bikes. Really bright and stylish headlight, really good high beam. And guess what? After a month and more than 900 miles, we have 43.1 mpg, which is a great number. Because you know what? I do like to twist the truck. To be honest, I'm actually really surprised to see 43 miles per gallon, and I'm 100% positive you can get even more. So from this view you can see the radiators and the way they twist it. You can see this giant big front fork. Those headers tend to get a lot of dust, and when it's hot it basically creates those spots, and after 900 miles it doesn't look as good as new.
Remember I said you won't be disappointed. I'll find some sketchy spot to test drive this bike. Well, it's not a dirt bike by any means, but let's see how it handles. This 43 degree allows you to twist the steering wheel and make really sharp turns. Are you curious how it's gonna handle this? If you ever decide to be as crazy as I am, pick a better tire. You need more aggressive tire for sketchy spots like this one. Just keep your brakes, stay calm, relax, because when you get nervous, you can't handle it. Let's inspect too much brake. And all right, let's see if I can manage it to get it up. God damn it, that's heavy. Okay. Whew. We're up. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I wasn't expecting that.
Exploring the world or simply commuting daily? If you didn't get it by this point, it can actually handle anything. At first I wasn't excited to ride one of those, but after spending a month, I'm surprised to report it is gonna be one of those rare cases that I would like to see on my driveway. Comfort, tech, capabilities, look, that's what makes this Africa Twin unique. Personality that reminds you about adventures, and something that reminds us that we don't have to settle with the routine. Look around and just go where your eyes can see. That's the idea of this 2019 Honda Africa Twin. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and watch the newest and coolest cars and bikes every single week as soon as they come out.